Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so essentially, Crash 500 38.2 is not really where I would get in. That's why I wouldn't take these sales. If you look at what happened from when the market opened up, it pushed nicely down. So I wouldn't want to sell here. I'd want to sell a bit higher, wait for a retest. Crash 300 was the pair that essentially I would be getting in on the basis of 4-8, about 10 hours of a push up, came down 78.6, is currently at 61.8. This is your daily candle. So whatever it took in 48 hours, it took probably 10 or 11 hours to push all the way up. So it engulfs whatever happened in like 48 hours. So increasing the probability that we might see some exhaustion. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's gonna automatically fall like to the moon, but the chances of you getting in and maybe getting out at 38.2, or getting in and getting out in profit based on the exhaustion, it's going to be higher. So let's say, for example, we entered in a sell here, and we entered in a sell here. Cool. If you didn't, this is where you entered in a sell. Boom 300 was very high, so I wasn't looking for any buys, and it made a was in an uptrend, kind of broke the low, retested, smash take profit one, came back to 61.8, coming back down. Crash 1000 overall been in a little fall. As we can see, it is in a sell trend. Readily, I wouldn't want to get in here. Yeah, Crash 500 shot up as well, very high. That's why I wouldn't want to get in on the specific pair. But bear in mind, buy. All these trades you could have gotten in. I'm just showing you, for example, the ways that I would analyze, just to try and give me a bit of an edge to not get in on everything. As you can see, the football is thrown out on Boom 1000. This is the trade that I essentially wanted to get in on. I unfortunately wouldn't get in on the spike 38.2, more on the basis of if the market came down approaching 61.8, 78.6 zones, and then I got a spike, then I would have been more inclined to get in. Yeah, so overall that is it. Crash 300 would be the pair that we are actually um, in on. So let's have a look to see how that actually plays out. Okay, so while we are at it, might as well essentially just show you the values for the Fibonacci tool. So essentially this is your Fib tool. You have your 100, 78.6, 61.8, 38.2. You take profit 1, you take profit 2. There is a SL level at like 110, 120 as well that you can add in. But overall, this is the values. This is a valid reversal, valid reversal, valid reversal. Market can even reverse at the 100 as well. Okay, so essentially for the values, you can go to properties, and I'll bring them over for you. These are my levels: 0, 0.0, 0.38.2, 61.8, 1, 61.8, minus 61.8, minus 0.27, and your 78.6. And this is how you will have your Fibonacci tool. And then you can play around with it. And as you can see, they do respect levels: high to a low. Market pushed up 78.6, came back down. 38.2 rejection, came back down. Smash take profit 1 went up to 61.8, and then probability would be obviously falling down to the 61.8 zone. But I personally, I wouldn't get in on any sells on boom pairs and any buys readily on crash pairs. Yeah, unless, for example, um, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't. Although I was Just having a quick flashback. So what I used to do was, or at the time, I did it for like 2 weeks. Um, so let's say, for example, after every like a spike, let's say after the spike here, right? Then I would have full margin to sell and then get out after 1 minute. So I'd make $10 on a 1 minute candle. So as long as I catch 10 of those moves on different pairs, then I would make $100. But you're technically risking like your $300 to make $10 every 1 minute, which is a bit hectic because one spike then you'll be in like a liquor minus as well. So that is it worked. This tricky can throw you off. But for me, the best way to trade crash and boom would be to catch the spikes. It makes more sense. When you're in a minus, your minus will move slower, and when you are in a profit, it takes a bit of a longer period for it essentially to go back down to your entry. Let's just have a look. So this is the 4 hour, right? So when you look at the 4 hour, you see big push to the upside, down, down. So let's just say, for example, market broke structure here. Okay, came up, still respecting those equal levels. So I would take my foot from here to the low. See, like a pinpoint accurate, pinpoint accurate sniper 78.6 on a 4 hour time frame. Yeah, going back down. It's at the 61.8 now. So yeah, chances of it getting exhausted here is more favorable, but there is still obviously the probability that it might shoot up to 78.6. But there's only so much this 4 hour candle can push up before it needs to close. So that is one of the bases that we also do get in on. Yeah, that is your 30 minute, and this is your 5 minute. Yeah, so that is, I think that should be it for now. 1000 missed it, so that's perfectly fine. Yeah, so overall, even though they gave a signal here, there's multiple signals that you could have caught and maybe cut your losses after like a certain period of time. Your closing profit, closing profit, closing profit, closing profit, throw down, throw down, throw down, closing profit, and be done. Boom, 500, closing profit, closing profit, closing profit, be done. Crash 1000, one cell over there. This is the other cell. See, profit. So there's not, because it's so low, I wouldn't necessarily get in on that one here, right? That's why I chose not to trade this pair. Even with all that being said, it's still spiked. Still spiked. It could have still closed in profit. Boom, 500. Even though it was still so high, it could have still closed in a profit. Crash 300. Even though it's so high, if you entered, you're still in a minus. But yeah, that is how it is. And then crash 500, even though it was so low, 38.2. It's a aggressive push. So only downfall is if you do enter, kind of the probability of going up still. But if it does it and it gets rejected and it comes nicely down, probably smash take profit too, in a very quick or timeless fashion. So with regards to crash 300, we'll just see how this bad boy plays out. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace in the Middle East. Okay, so we gave the market some time to play out. As you could see, 61.8, 78.6 rejection, crash 500, came back down, pushed up, boom 300 spike, crash 1000 spike from the last time we saw it, boom 500 spiked, boom 1000 spike too. So from the period that I've actually drew the analysis, there were multiple different trades that you could have potentially gotten in on using essentially your own technical analysis and just using the spikes as confluence candlestick exhaustions. For the one trade that I would have gotten in, as you can see, this would have been that specific trade. 61.8 pushed up to 78.6, but came back and gave you a profit. This is a loss opportunity. Yes, you can sell old for gold, but I was only getting in on the basis of the 4 hour exhaustion, if that makes sense, because there is always multiple different trades that you can essentially catch. Yeah, it takes 1 or 2 trades to meet your target. um, Funding is a very important thing. With $10, you're not gonna make a decent amount of growth. You're always gonna wanna hold for gold on your bigger lot sizes. So yeah, if you have a look, Crash 300 was the pair that I essentially was looking to get in on. Let's have a look to see where they give us signals. So the last signal was given here. Okay, that was before 7. We have only look at the move on the pair after 8 o'clock. So let's say shut down and then it came back up. About years where you would have entered. So you entered in here also. Had 2 positions in, profit minus profit. And let's say for example this sells here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Below in your account. Probably below your account already here. Crash 500 isn't a pair to play with. But yeah, overall, maybe the position was early on the signal, but overall analysis for Crash 300, spot on. You know, if you looked at the video in the morning, if you looked at it at night, you'd have missed it. But it's just some food for thought regarding how you can actually trade it. Yeah, and let's just go to Boom 1000, just give you an understanding that this year is 1,000 rand. This year is 1,000 rand on a one lot size. This year you can take on a $30 account. This year you can take on a $30 account. This year you can take on a $30. This year you can take on a $30. This year you can take on a $30. This year you would have bye to your $30. But yeah, and yeah, overall majority of the moves you could have gotten today, you could have taken on $30. However, this move you would not been able to take on a $30 and instead of take your $30. Anyway, peace in the Middle East. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope that was beneficial to you.